Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook. Bring you an AFC West battle between the Denver Broncos and the Oakland Raiders. Now you look at the Broncos coming in struggling offensively, but one thing they have done well in the last couple of weeks, they've been dedicated to the run, and that's helped out that offense tremendously. They're running the football downhill, and they can have some success testing that Oakland Raiders interior defensive line. If you stick with it, the Raiders do have some gaps in their defense, especially if they play without their middle linebacker rookie, Rolando McClain. You can have some success running the football, so look for No-Show Moreno to get a lot of carries this week. Now, where you guys are struggling is the passing game. That's why it's important, I believe, to get Tim Tebow in the football game. See what you have in Tebow. He can't do no worse than Kyle Orton back there in the pocket. And one thing about Tebow that people don't understand it, he's a winner. I haven't seen Tebow take losses, so that's important. Get that guy in there. It may be the jump start you need to get that offense going. I'm pretty sure he can hit those wide receiver targets out that spread formation, and he gives you an added element. Why? Because he can run the football. That means it's 11 on 11. That's going to put pressure on the Raiders. That's going to eliminate that extra guy to drop back in coverage or play the run support. Now, defensively, when you come in, you have to make sure you get pressure on Campbell's blind side. Campbell's the guy that holds the football a little bit too long, which opens him up for hits and getting strips. You guys will be able to get a lot of strips off Campbell because he holds the football too long, and it takes him a longer time to get his read. So one thing that's important, you might want to play up on these wide receivers. That's going to give you guys a half a second to get back there in the pocket to cause problems for that Raiders offense. And you have to make sure you secure your gaps because they have two big bruisers back there in the backfield in Michael Bush and Darren McFadden. Now you look at the Raiders coming in, tough loss against Jacksonville, but you can't put that on the offense. You could put it on Kyle Bowler because he came in and just threw a half-hearted pass that caused the interception. But otherwise, you guys have played exceptionally well. I'm still waiting for the other wide receiver to step up. Murphy has to be more consistent. Whether it be Haywood B, have to learn to catch the football again. But Jacoby Ford is your #1 target. So one thing that's important, you might want to allow him to operate out the slot. Put Haywood B on the flank. Put Lewis Murphy on the flank. Put Jacoby Ford in the middle, in the slot, and allow him and Zach Miller to control the seams and to control the middle of that defense. So that's important. And also, when you're playing the Denver Broncos, you can run the football. These guys are struggling right now in stopping the run. We know you guys are going to come in and run the football with some effectiveness. And that should help ease Campbell into the game. And if Kyle Bowler has to play, it should ease him into the game as well. But Campbell looks like he's going to be fine. So the run game heavy this week and operate off play action. But I will say get Jacoby Ford in the slot. Now defensively, if Rolando McClain is going to be back there, that's key, because you guys have to make sure you stop the run. That may be the reason why it keeps you out of the playoffs, is your lapses in defense when you give up big plays in the run game. That's the reason why you lost against Jacksonville, so that's important. You have to be active against the run, guys. You guys have to play consistent run defense. One game you show up, the second game you don't. Or one quarter you show up, in the fourth quarter you don't. But you have to play full 4 quarters of stout run defense. That's going to be huge. And also, you have to make sure you get pressure down the middle of that defense. A-gap pressure against Orton is how you stop Kyle Orton. And you're going to get a lot of opportunities to get a lot of tip passes. So defensive line, make sure you get your hands up. I'm going with Oakland in this matchup. Oakland has a lot of firepower on offense when they get that running game going. They have some playmakers at wide receivers if they can be consistent. But that's what the question that you have to have when you pick in Oakland. But one thing that Denver doesn't have is consistent play at quarterback, and they have some problems in defense. And I think Oakland right now is a little bit more balanced and solid than the Denver Broncos. For more NFL previews, visit footballgameplan.com/NFL or visit our YouTube channel at youtube.com/footballgameplan.